Now to reports of turmoil inside the White House. Sources telling ABC News the president had furious exchanges with senior staff inside the Oval Office. ABC's David Wright is in West Palm Beach, where the president is spending the weekend with what got Trump so fired up. David, good morning.
Good morning, Tom. The president spent his Saturday night huddled with Attorney General Jeff Sessions and senior advisor Steve Bannon. The White House busily doing damage control, trying to put the Russia story behind them, but clearly struggling. On Monday, the Attorney General is expected to offer the Senate Judiciary Committee a detailed explanation of his failure to tell the truth at his confirmation hearings, when Sessions denied having had any communications with Russian officials on behalf of the Trump campaign.
In retrospect, if I should have slowed down and said, but I did meet one Russian official a couple of times.
Senior White House sources tell ABC News the president was so upset that Sessions announced he'll recuse himself from any campaign-related investigations that Trump went ballistic, according to sources summoning his top aides for a meeting moments before his departure for Florida and erupting at them in anger. About 10:40 Friday morning, Marine One, prepped and waiting, a TV camera in the Rose Garden captured a glimpse of the tense scene unfolding inside the Oval Office. That's Steve Bannon gesturing furiously in that meeting. Bannon and Chief of Staff Reince Priebus were both scheduled to accompany the president to Florida, but sources say after this meeting, the two of them ended up volunteering to stay behind. White House sources tell us Trump made it crystal clear he's frustrated that a week he had hoped would be a triumph.
We will look back on tonight as when this new chapter of American greatness began.
Should instead end up mired in questions about the campaign's contacts with Russian officials. Quote, "We should have had a good week. We should have had a good weekend. But once again, back to Russia." That's how one senior official summed it all up. But many of Trump's supporters still behind him, organizing the March for Trump events, which met with counter-demonstrations in California and Washington. Well, as for that tense Oval Office meeting, Bannon ended up making his own way down here to Florida, not on Air Force One. But the White House cautioned us not to read too much into the fact that Chief of Staff Reince Priebus did not come down here. He had always planned to spend Saturday night and Sunday in D.C. But the bottom line here is that the White House is struggling with its messaging, and that's clearly a source of frustration. Tom and Paula?
Certainly is. David Wright, thanks for your reporting from Florida this morning. So we want to bring in ABC's Chief Global Affairs Correspondent, Martha Raddatz, joining us from Washington, where she will be hosting this week a little bit later this morning. Martha, good morning to you.
Good morning.
So where do we begin? Let's go back to that statement from President Obama's spokesperson, which said, quote, "Neither President Obama nor any White House official ever ordered surveillance on any U.S. citizen." Now, Martha, that's what the statement says, but what is it not saying?
Well, it's kind of what Kate said to you. What it's not saying is whether or not there actually was a wiretap ordered through FISA. We don't really know that for sure. Donald Trump clearly thinks there was something ordered, some sort of wiretap ordered, but he has, as we've said all morning, not offered any proof.
Now, Martha, the president gave a speech to Congress on Tuesday. By most accounts, a home run. How does this now slow his agenda?
Well, Tom, you and I were both sitting here on this set on Tuesday night and talked about a pivot that President Trump was very presidential in that speech. He stuck to policy questions. He outlined his agenda. But days later, he is the one who tweeted and changed all of that. And the focus is now on what he started and what he is accusing President Obama of doing. So I think that speech seems about 2 months behind us now.
Yeah, it was only a couple of days ago. And now, if Trump was trying to change the subject from Russia with this tweet storm, Martha, did he succeed?
Boy, he sure did not. He may have put the focus back on himself, back on the investigation, maybe a little off Jeff Sessions in the recusal, which we are reporting that he was apparently angry that he did recuse himself. But still, everyone is going to focus on Russia because that's what the President of the United States keeps talking about.
He certainly does. Martha, I think it's an understatement to say that you have a busy morning. We
do. We're gonna get the White House to talk about this.
Okay, look forward to it, Martha. We'll let you get back to action. Thanks, Martha. And as Martha said, she's going to be going one-on-one with the Trump and Obama spokespersons, White House Principal Deputy Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders, and former Obama Press Secretary Josh Earnest, as well as Democratic Senator Al Franken. It's all coming up on This Week right here on ABC with Martha Raddatz. Tom?
All right.